Welcome to the Red Alert Q&A. Different backdrop this week. We are outside because it's a nice day, and if you ever wondered who I look up to on YouTube, who are my role models on YouTube, and as well as what I thought about RAQ&A, well, stay tuned because that's all coming up. So let's start with all the questions, and before we start though, I want to say that if you are new here or if you didn't know about this Q&A and you want to ask a question for the next Q&A, leave one in the comments down below with the hashtag RAQ&A. That'll ensure that it'll be in the next video and I will answer those questions. But enough about next week or the week after, let's just get into these questions. Now the first question does not have the hashtag, and the only reason I put it in this Q&A is because it was posted way before I even announced this RAQ&A business. So, one exception, but you guys put the hashtags in. Okay, so Video Clip YT asks, can you make a green screen tutorial? That, my friend, is a request, but I will add that to the pile. Number 2, who is your favorite YouTuber? That's a hard question to answer because I watch a lot of YouTubers. You know, let's just go into my YouTube and just see who I'm subscribed to because I forgot right now. Well, you guys know Grant, Low Notch Films. Big fan of his. I love watching all of his videos. Whenever a video gets posted, I still get excited with his because it's always good. I really enjoy the movie review. I love movie reviews like Chris Tuckman, or the only two I watch are Chris Tuckman and the Flick Pick, because those are the only two I really find entertaining. Some of the others I just find to be like quite bland, but in my opinion. Casey Neistat is really fun sometimes. I also watch Film Riot and the other show Variant Comics. Those guys are also really good, really well produced shows. I try to keep up to date with Rocket Jump, although they don't post much nowadays. Screen Junkies, big fan of, also Screen Junkies. Some of the most random ones are like Comedy Shorts Gamer and I don't know. That's basically it. I'm just looking for nothing now. Surfer Studio, he's good. Yeah, that's basically my favorite ones. Next question, in the same question, what's your favorite film? Now I did answer this in the last Q&A, and that is I don't have a favorite film because you can't have a favorite film, there's just too many. But let me just quickly shoot off a bit of my favorite ones, which is like Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Jurassic Park, Jaws. Not sure. You know, I did watch Hacksaw Ridge lately. If you watch my holiday vlog, I was talking about watching it, and I did actually watch it, and that actually might be on my top list because the experience I had with that movie, mind-blowing. If you guys didn't watch it, definitely check it out. Masterpiece of a movie. But that's it for that question, so let's move on to the next one. The next one comes from Hit Film Sensei. Hello, Jay. Question for you, do you participate in the Hit Film forums? I tried, okay? I tried to participate in the Hit Film forums. The only thing I found with that is it was more question, answer, help out, you scratch my back, I scratch your back type of thing. And I didn't really find much interactivity on there when I did go on there, so if it's changed now, okay, I might give it another look, but at the moment, not really. I'm not on the Hit Film forums right now. Moving on, we have a question from Pure SGB. Do you live with your parents, and what do they think of you doing YouTube? Interesting question, Mr. Pure SGV. Well, I am still in school, so I do live with my parents. Yes, I don't have my own place yet. And what I think of me, this is why you don't film outside. It sounds such a noisy city. Quiet down. What do they think of you doing YouTube? Well, they are very I'm glad that they're very supportive of it. Like if I tell my mom or my dad, hey, I've got 2,000 subscribers, they'll still get, whoa, you got to be excited and all as much as they can. But it's very, do your work, do your main things, like you do your school, like everything that you're supposed to be responsible for, you do those. And if YouTube comes after that, if those things are 100% solid and YouTube comes after that, there's no problem with it. But if YouTube starts interfering with those things, it's going to be a problem, and that's also my stance on the entire thing. If you're doing school, or if you're doing college, or even university, things like that, and you're also doing YouTube, I would definitely say make sure those things are solid front before you even think about doing YouTube. YouTube is supremely fun. It's amazing to do YouTube. The interaction you get, the way that you can just explore like the entire world and have audiences made up of different cultures and different types of people is it's amazing. But you have to remember that no matter what people say, YouTube doesn't pay, really. Unless you over 500,000 subscribers or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you can't make a living off of YouTube. And while it is a really cool idea to do that, it's not gonna work that well. So YouTube is really fun as a hobby for me, but I have to make sure that I'm sticking to my school, and I would say that to you guys also. I'm not gonna be a whole I'm a guru, I know everything type of like, you know, vibe. I don't wanna act like I know everything, I know nothing, but that's just my take on it. Next one comes from Thomas Playstead. I love your content, man. Thank you. But I have one important question. How do you pronounce your name? Keep making vids, dude. You got some talent. Thank you, sir. Well, you pronounce my name Uwais. Very simple. Uwais, and then Adam. Everyone else pronounce Adam. So it's Uwais. Glad we cleared that up. Okay, next one comes from Mezolam. I don't know. On Grades Effects, where do you find out how to do all the effects in HitFilm? BTW, if you do most all on your own. Mad props to you, and stay on the grind. Thank you. You stay on the grind too. Whatever the grind is. I'm joking, I know what the grind is. So, where do I find out how to do all the effects? Well, it depends on the type of effect. Like, if I go into my episode history here, of all the episodes of Grades Effects, if you look at certain things like the hologram tutorial, there's basically only one way to do holograms, no matter what software you're in. So I just put my own spin on it, and therefore you have the hologram tutorial. If you look at the Flash running aerial view tutorial, that was completely me. That was something I figured out myself. If it comes to stuff like voice effects, there are a lot of voice effects out there. So what I will do is I will examine the things that are out there, but most of the time I will either find they're not that good, or if they are good, I will try and make my own spin on it so as not to recycle other people's content, because stealing people's content is quite bad. Next question comes from Jefferadia. Why do you guys have such hard names? Can you tell us what effects you're working on in Twitter, and also let us communicate with you when we have problems with our effects, or if you forgot to cover something in a video? Sometimes the effect you showcase isn't the exact way I vision, so I'd love to be able to communicate with you so I won't have to go through the struggle of having to figure it out myself. If you want to communicate with me, the comments is right there. Just do it in the comments. I will always read the comment section. If you want to message me on Twitter, that's also really cool. Even Instagram if you want, really. I don't think there's really been a problem with people not having a way to communicate, because the memes are always there, and I've helped a lot of people out if they're having trouble with this stuff. So if you're having trouble with anything, dude, just shoot me a tweet, shoot me a comment down below, even in this video, and I'll get to it. Next question comes from Sarcastic Tutor. Tell us about your background. This is a really interesting topic, and I would love to take the camera off right now and go show you about my background, but one of the things I was teasing about in the channel update is that are like big things coming up is, I'm just gonna spill the beans, it's a new backdrop, okay? I'm working on something that's really cool. So what I would tell you is that I'm not gonna show you the background now. I would love to explain the entire thing, but most of that stuff is gonna be transporting over to the other backdrop, and it's gonna be even more stuff in it. It's gonna be bigger, it's gonna be much cooler, and I would definitely, the minute that's done, the minute the first episode on that set is, I will make a video explaining that entire backdrop. Next one comes from the Red Saber. He's part of the dark side. Do you have any channels you look up to? Okay, so this is not favorite YouTube channels, but channels I look up to, and once again I have to go back to my YouTube list because my memory fails me sometimes. Let's see. Well, again, Lone Archer Films, Grant. I remember when I just started out, or even now, if I have any questions, when I ask that guy, he just explains everything, and it's like, I'm so grateful to have someone like that who I can just spin questions off of or bounce ideas off, and he will just, you know, tell me, because he's got experience in this type of stuff. And so Grant, if you're watching, buddy, I'm really grateful for everything that you do for me. Every time I shoot you a random question like, what size do you export your thumbnails at, it's for a good reason. I appreciate the answers I'm getting from you. Casey Neistat, I do, because Casey Neistat is he's very open about what he does, and he's very honest about what he uses and how his relationship with companies work. And especially when you get that big, people start getting a bit dodgy when it comes to you working with companies, sponsorships and all stuff like that. And I'm really, really supportive of his idea, and most filmmakers' ideas, that you don't have to have the best equipment in order to produce something really cool. And that'll tie into another question I see that is coming up now. So when we get there, I will tell you. Next one comes from Shiny Films. What did you think of Rogue One? Wearing a Star Wars shirt. Rogue One was a bit of a I really enjoyed watching that movie. It did drag a bit in the beginning, as most people are saying. It was a bit slow. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that squid scene, but apart from that, the final act, that Darth Vader scene, blew me away. It was really good. The scale of it, Gareth Edwards, amazing job directing that movie. The visual effects were, I would say, a pinch higher, a bit better than The Force Awakens, even though Force Awakens was stunning in my opinion. The movie did have problems. I wouldn't say it's a great film. I still like Force Awakens a bit better. So I would say I'm in the middle, in the grey zone, but leaning towards good and not leaning towards bad. I'd say it's just a good movie. Not great, but good. Okay guys, we are on to our final question. And that one is coming from Nathan Montalvo. And he asked, what computer do you use for Edge effects and what are the specs? Okay, so tying into the whole Casey Neistat using equipment thing, this is my computer. She's an old beast. She's a Dell computer, Inspiron series. I got it in 2012. It's got a Pentium processor. It's not good. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not a good computer. I did upgrade the RAM to 8 gigs, but it's not the best computer. It's not even a computer. It's a laptop. It's full of dust. Makes a loud noise. It sounds like someone is dying whenever it's on. But it gets the job done, and it runs Premiere Pro smoothly. It even runs After Effects smoothly, as long as it's the CS6 versions. The CC versions just crash. So, again, you don't need to have a super beast computer with i7 89 cores and like 50,000 gigabytes of RAM, 80,000 terabytes of space. You don't need that in order to produce something as simple as this, because this is really at the core a simple show. It takes a while to produce, but all the elements are things that anyone can do. And the fact that I use a Dell Inspiron 2012 computer that probably came out in 2009, I love it. I love my computer, and I do have plans of upgrading to a better computer in the future, but that's only because I've started with this one. And even the camera I'm using right now, it's not a DSLR, it's not a 4K shooting Panasonic GH96, whatever that is. It's a normal camcorder, but it does the job. It does exactly what I need it to do, and that's my point exactly. If you have something like this, if you have something like my computer, and you feel you need a DSLR, or you need a proper computer with an i7 processor and all those fancy technologies and everything, you don't really. All you need is you. All you need is your brain, all you need is your ideas, because trust me, your ideas are completely different from the next person's. Take whatever equipment you have, even if you're using a phone to record. This phone can probably record better than the camera I'm using right now. Phones are just accelerating, tablets even, I'm recording my sound on my tablet right now. Just, the technology just moves really fast, so whatever you have in your house, just take it and make something. Make something and keep on making it over and over and over. You will get better with practice, and eventually, trust me, you will get the equipment you're wanting. And equipment doesn't really matter. Equipment is all there to serve as the story or the effect you're trying to have on people. Get it, effects, Red effects. Yeah, I'm gonna end the Q&A now. Well, that's it guys, that was the Red Alert Q&A. The time code is running really long right now, so I'm gonna have to try and cut this down a bit. But yeah, that is the Red Alert Q&A, episode 1. So if you have any questions for the next episode, if you want to have something answered, I guarantee you I will answer it. So ask it down in the comments with the hashtag RAQ&A. Hope you enjoy your day. Hope you have gotten some insight as to me, know me better. I've answered these questions, and I will see you in the next episode, whatever that may be, whenever it may be. I'll see you in the next video.